Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS Inform. This is a time when you're meeting the candidates. We are going to meet an incumbent running for re-election, Denny running for the Huntingburg City Mayor. Denny, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill.
And thank you for watching. Now, we're going to start off with what we do with all the candidates.
Okay.
I know a lot of people know who you are, but again, tell us about Denny Spinner.
Well, I'm Denny Spinner. I've been a lifelong resident of Huntingburg, lived there all my life except for a brief time out for another job, but returned to Huntingburg. I lived there with my wife, Sherry. We raised 3 kids in Huntingburg. Been involved in the community almost all my life from the time that I was a young person. That involvement in the community was instilled in me by my father, who was very proud and very loved the city of Huntingburg, and was somebody that really gave me my foundation on what it's like to be in a community in a small town and do things, that even little things that make a difference. So that was instilled in me early in my life, and I was involved in the community as I grew up and chose to live in Huntingburg as an adult. Was involved with the park board, a member of the park board. I was involved in different organizations throughout the time. And as 4 years ago, the election was approaching, and I was seriously thinking about running for public office. My wife and I sat down and talked about it, prayed about it, and decided that if there was ever time in my life for me to really give back to the community in a significant way, that was the time. So that's why we decided to seek office and go for being the mayor. You know, if we're going to go, let's go all the way. So instead of running for council, we ran for mayor. And I thought that at that time, my background in business, my background in public service, my background in communications, gave me some of the tools necessary to really be a champion for the city of Huntingburg and help guide the city at a time when we needed some direction, when we needed some vision, and was able to take that and use those tools to really create an atmosphere in our community that has been very positive and moving forward.
Well, you know, you brought a lot of things to Huntingburg. Now you're deciding to run for another 4 years. What made you want to run for another 4 years?
Well, it's the job. I've talked to many people, mayors and other people who have served in this role across the state. And the general consensus is your first 4 years you kind of set the foundation, and the next 4 years is where you can really make those plans come to light. I think the perfect example of that, and although it's not the only thing that we've done, the Stellar Communities Project is something that exemplifies that. The table is set. The designation came in August of 2014 after a tremendous amount of work by an outstanding committee of citizens that guided us through the project. Showed us the types of things that needed to be done, and we built consensus among the community. And that was the number one reason why Huntingburg was chosen as a stellar community, was community involvement. The state of Indiana recognized that and gave us that designation. Now the stellar designation is a 5-year plan. We're just completed year 1, so there's 4 more years of stellar designation that we need to continue. And although we have earned the stellar designation, it's not a grant. The money is not there just laying in a checkbook somewhere that we can just go spend it. We must be committed to finishing the job and meeting all the requirements of the state of Indiana that allows us to earn that $7 to $8 million that's available to us. So the stellar designation alone is going to take a tremendous amount of planning and work to earn the money that has been designated for Huntingburg. But Stellar is not the only reason. We have a lot of things happening outside of Stellar that need to be finished, that need to be continued. For example, the overpass project is not a Stellar project. We just had a public hearing last week on that. That project is going to be something that, if even on the most direct schedule that we can make, 2017, 2018 to get that project done. We've laid the foundation for that work. It needs to continue. We've done a lot of work with economic development and investment in Huntingburg, and we have invited to come along with us several partners that have said that they are willing to come in and make private investment in the city of Huntingburg. 3 good examples. The St. Joseph Hospital Lofts project. Miller Valentine Group, with some incentives from both the city and the county working together, is bringing that project to Huntingburg, and it will mean $6 million in private investment in the city of Huntingburg to provide a housing project that is much needed, much studied, and the market is there. We've worked with a private developer to develop the Hunters Crossing program. That is a stellar project, but that will mean $5 to $7 million of investment in Huntingburg by a private firm. There are no grants, there are no subsidies from the city for that housing project, but what that will provide is, again, $5 to $7 million of investment and housing for the workforce, or not limited to just the workforce, but targeted at the workforce, that will help us meet the very much demand for workforce in Du Bois County. We have the lowest unemployment in the state. We also have a great industry base that has supported Du Bois County for years and years, but the reality is they need workers. And the workers we need to build a way for them to attract people to continue to come to Du Bois County. Housing is one of those things. The stellar projects are also all about quality of life. We have to have those things that attract that young group back and want to work in Du Bois County. And the $3 million investment that we have from PSC for a fiber to the home network across Huntingburg within the next 2 years. Again, that's private investment. Huntingburg has nothing in the game other than we will partner with them to help the implementation, work with our utilities as that rolls out. So there's 3 great examples of private investment coming to Huntingburg that we're working with partners that believe in what we're doing, and we want to continue that relationship. And beyond that, if you look at the Stellar Foundation grant, that's something that has been fundamental to this whole thing. How are we going to continue to support these projects that we're building? We've had a commitment of over $1 million to this date of private investment from all across Du Bois County, Jasper, Huntingburg, Ferdinand, in support of these projects. And of that, we have a goal of $1.8 million. And of that $1.8 million, $800,000 is going to be in the foundation for forever. And the city of Huntingburg will continue to draw from that fund to support the projects, to sustain the work that's being done, and we can do that with little or minimal impact on the city tax rate.
And you, as mayor, have set that foundation, and
We've
you
got
want
the
to
foundation, and
that going.
the pieces are all in place, and I would want to have the opportunity to continue that, to finish the goals that we've set forward, and we can do that all within a reasonable, without an impact on the tax rate, because we've got to do it with careful planning, and the planning is in place, and with the support of the council, I think we've got a program that is sustainable and doable. And if we don't invest in ourselves, Huntingburg is investing in itself through all these projects. If we don't invest in ourselves, we can't invite others to invest, and the investment is coming, and we have the plan in place that can create an opportunity for Huntingburg that has never existed before.
Now, you've kind of answered this question, but I'm sure there's more that comes up
Right.
at a city council meeting.
Right.
What are issues or concerns that you see the city of Huntingburg facing now and really, I guess, into the future, some of which we don't know?
Well, one of the major issues that we've tried to address and needs to be continued is that we want to raise the level of property values throughout Huntingburg. That's the number one goal. And some of the times we have problems with vacant or distressed properties. We've approached that with the use of the Unsafe Building Fund, which was funded for the first time under our administration, and that's just the start of it. You cannot raise the code enforcement alone cannot raise the expectations of a neighborhood. So we need to find a way to engage our citizens in a more direct way, to have them take pride in ownership and work with their own neighbors to raise that quality of life in their own neighborhood. And we'll be looking at ways to do that. One of the ways that's being proposed, and we'll go out, I will ask the council if reelected, would be the formation of neighborhood associations. It's worked in other communities very, very well, where the folks with a self-defined neighborhood take pride in their own community and work together to help those who may be having a struggle, work to help have direct feedback to the city on when those problems arise, and it's a very positive structure to bring more involvement. If there's anything that we can do to involve the public more, we want to do that. And this is a direct way for us to tackle the issue of property value and neighborhood pride.
Now, you have many accomplishments,
Right.
many things you'd like to accomplish yet, but at this opportunity, we're just going to let you talk to the viewers and
Okay.
explain why they should vote for Denny Spinner for mayor of Huntingburg.
Well, I want to say, first of all, it's been my extreme honor and the most proud moments in my life is when I get to stand up in front of a group and say, hi, I'm Denny Spinner. I'm the mayor of Huntingburg. Huntingburg is my hometown. It's where I want to be. It's in the heart of everything that I've wanted to do and want to accomplish together with a great community. We have everything in place. We have done great economic development. We have invested in our own infrastructure. The projects that are being done outside of Stellar, there has been no budget change in any of those projects, and we are committed to increasing our work with our utility departments to keep utility rates low. We've invested in our utilities. We've invested in our streets. We've invested in our police department. We've invested in our fire department. And all of these things have been done to create an environment of pride and progress in Huntingburg that we're on the very edge of a time in Huntingburg that will be unmatched. We will be inviting investment. People are ready to come and join us in this effort. And I would hope that I've done the things in a way that's been above board and positive and open to the public in every way. And I would appreciate your vote on November 3rd.
All right. Denny, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure talking
Thank
with you. That is the mayor of Huntingburg running for re-election. Huntingburg city elections going on now through November 3rd. You can vote early if you'd like, or you can vote obviously on November 3rd. We want to thank our guest, Denny Spinner, running for Huntingburg City Mayor. Thank you for watching WJTS Inform. We're local people watching local people.